So this one is for Gemini. Last but not least, Gemini. So let's get the dream image for Gemini, and that stopped cooperating with me. I'm just gonna go with it. Let's roll with it. Are you being serious right now? Like, I shuffled these multiple times. Okay, let me just see if another one will come out. I got resonating for Gemini too. Roll with it. Yeah, because I'm getting the image of like water rolling off your back. Let me just, yeah. Okay, so the one that came out with it is mindful. I just wanted to make sure that this was applicable. This deck's been doing some funky stuff. See, I think the air signs are questioning themselves a lot right now. Because, like, now I'm feeling like a little bit insecure about how these cards are coming out. Even if it's like repeating. So, let's see about this. What's going on? Okay, so with whale song, you have the whale in the little bubble. So air signs are being called to connect to their emotions. Specifically, Gemini, it looks like you need to connect to your own emotions because your mind is full of stuff. You've got a lot of thoughts. And you're questioning yourself. And probably feeling a little insecure right now. Because what you're thinking, or what you really want, is going against the grain. It's going against the group. Or maybe even going against society, not in like a dangerous way. And I'm seeing, like, I see the alphabet card that my kids have, and it's flower. And it's like, the saying that comes to mind when I see it is something that I saw off of like a tea bag, and it said the difference between a flower and a weed is judgment. And so you could be like, you could have an idea that you've been mulling over in your head, or like, it also feels like this has to also do with like relationships too. Like, maybe you like a certain type of person and you don't think that your friend group or your family will accept this person, but they're not gonna have to be the one to live with this person. Ooh, and I feel like I'm about to sneeze. So yeah, that could resonate. But like, you're going on and on in your head. It's like, do you want to be happy? Do you want to be happy, or do you want to make everybody else around you happy? Like, there's no way to logic when somebody doesn't, care about your happiness. Do they care about your happiness? Do they actually care about your happiness? If you were to put your foot down and say, hey, this job, this opportunity, this person makes me happy beyond anything I've ever felt before, and I'm not going to change my mind, would they like roll their eyes and continue to make side comments? Or would they just be like, oh, you're serious? Okay, well, now I'll start respecting your boundaries. So yeah, it feels like where it comes to your emotions, you're being asked to connect to how you feel. And whatever this is, it's leading you into higher dimensions, into higher realms. Like, they're going out into other planets. You're connecting to something greater. And that's really being highlighted here with the Eight of Cups. And it's leading to happiness. Because when I see this, like, I want to cry with happiness. That's the feeling that I'm getting from this card. And with the Two of Cups following after that, like, this could be a person or a job, something that it takes two. It takes you and another party, and it makes you happy, but you can't over logic it because of what everybody else is thinking. This is for you. This isn't for everybody else. They're not going to have to live with the person that you want to be with or the job that you want to do. And they might judge it, but like, it's none of their business. It's your life. And you have to do what's best for you. So I hope that helped. Alright, so on to the nightmare image. I don't know, it just feels like air signs might be overdoing it. I was too, earlier today. Like, I've been trying to get as much done as I possibly could, and I was actually sat down and forced to take a nap. Yeah, there's a lot of resonance, and like, I shuffle these cards before I start the thing again, and I got Artificial Heart again, which is the same card that I got for Libra, for Gemini now, which talks about, again, like, about if you don't feel the warmth of the sun, do you blame yourself or do you blame the sun? And the card number is 12. It's also about like merging technology. Like, can an artificial heart feel the same emotions that original heart can? What's going on here? This nightmare escape. Okay, there's some kind of change here. Yeah. It looks like you're being called to, like, the nightmare was to highlight that you may need to change who you're breaking bread with. This seems to be really about like your personal relationships for air signs, because we have the devil here, and there's a couple, and he's pointing to the feminine, whatever that would mean for you. And then we have the Nine of Wands. I almost said Eight of Wands. So you might be being called to move away from somebody that might be toxic to you, because this doesn't feel like career or anything like that. And my phone is dying. So yeah, with my phone is dying at like 14%, so that's number 5. So you're being called to change something. Like, there's this dark period here, and then this woman now is standing in the light. So something is going to be made clear to you if it isn't already, but you're being asked to connect to yourself, to potentially not even like people please or over logic things, because sometimes you'll put yourself in a loop of logic, like trying to get an intellectual understanding of how to get everybody else to accept you, when that's not how that works. You can't always mental yourself into acceptance. You have to show the world who you are, so that the people who actually would accept you for exactly who you are will. Because if you don't present yourself that way, then if you don't present yourself as who you are, the people who accept you for who you are cannot find you. And if you continue to act with people who you know won't accept you for who you are, and keep acting in those personas, then you're not being authentic with the people around you, and it's making you miserable. And with the 3 of Coins, there are people out there who will accept you for who you are, but you have to be who you are first, and just take the risk of rejection in order to do that. So there are people out there who will accept you, but you have to be that you now. I hope that helped.